Jesus Christ himself said, only the criminal will be able to preach the Bible and understand it better. Okay? Why do you think Jesus made that remark? Because he knew there would be criminal in the world. Look, if I go to see chicken today, you'll put hanger on me and probably me in bagan.
Are you making this statement to get the vote of the young people who these days are called Zogos and Zokwis?
Or to maybe seek forgiveness?
Let me tell you, I'm making this statement to identify myself and where I come from, the struggle I went through, so you can build your life from there at younger generation and know there is hope in the future.
I have been working for the past 6 years with Jovia government, and we are caretaker. We are the one that's doing the cleaning up and things. Since Joseph Boakai, for the past 6 years, since Joseph Boakai took over for the past 3 months, they be demanding us to come to work every day. For me, I pay $450 to where I live to come here and $450 to go back. Every day they will take this thing for oil carry. But I was surprised yesterday, the minister called and she want to have a meeting with us. So we got there, Paulina came, and Paulina said there is no budget for us. She's not going to pay us, and she put it all down. Maybe when she get money the 15th or next month, she will pay us. But everybody that work on a job, we are government, she will put everybody down, and that's what she did. So we got angry, we went to the mansion in group, 730 persons. Paulina, she said, Joe, we have put her father down when you were working. So anybody that work on a job, we are redeemed. That job we are put there, she will put them down. Paulina cried to her. So therefore, she came and said, she's not working with us again, and she didn't pay us. So I thought that we work in this government for the past 6 years. And then for the 3 months that Joseph Boakai got there, we working early in the morning, we can't early in the morning, can't work. We have been working for the past 6 months. So they should get our pay so that we can go and sit down. That's how she left. So we should go and sit down and wait for the 15th. And I'm telling the Liberian government, I'm telling Boakai, Joseph Boakai, I said Joseph Boakai, and I'm always talking to the senator, representatives that we elected here, we voted for you. We are single mother. We call you. We voted for you in the house. You're sitting there. But she will get it wrong for herself. She will get it wrong for the small child. She running, she know how to hide. She baby. If you want to take off anywhere, we'll go and sit down. But you can't and tell all people that we're on to where government. Are we not Liberian? Are we not Liberian? That you taking bread from our table, taking food from our mouth because of your we are? Please, our senator, you can follow back. Our senator, you have to talk for us. You say you are going to talk for the women that what Paulina is doing to us. She's taking bread from our mouth. We will be marching at that group. We all will be going to the mansion in black. We will walk to the mansion and we'll point tire. If they keep y'all let it kill us. Because I want the king for the kill. They say the king to rescue. But they never king to rescue or the king to kill us. We will march to the mansion. Everybody going to wear black. The minister of state that they put down, I'm saying they will wear black. We'll go to the mansion, we'll put down, we'll point it, we'll walk to the mansion. They're liar, they get there, the information director, the information minister is a black liar. The people came to steal. He came after when he saw us. He saw, he said, your words are coming to Paulina coming back. He never came back. He just left on the only thing they did, they call the police are stopping us all over the place. So if they will kill us, they must be ready to kill us some money. We are Liberian. We work and we earn our own money.
The government said they came to rescue our land, they came to kill us slowly. There's some of us, we have 10 children, no husband, to even help us to sustain our children. That on the side what we're sending, that Susu can help us to pay our rent, to pay our children's school fee. But the government, people come here around, they tell us that we should leave the sidewalk. And once of the 7 area, they sort of be careful with. The water side, the poo water running from China Bay. They're not putting effort to clear the poo. Yeah, beyond Central Bay, or in the car, the necklace, and not in the crowd, on the car. Yeah, all the necklace, they can occupy the car. The government see that one. But with the innocent people, why we know our job facility, our children all our high school in college, now the business between us sustain our children. Just like Boakai King kill and they can rescue. What I say we should fight for our children future. They don't want our children future. They can damage our children future. If they love the citizen, if they don't want riot, police or soldier, nobody against. They're not supporting children with their mother, with their husband, with their everything. in the womb. And some of us were not educated at the business backing or so when they temper around. Take by with boo. Some of us will not of our weapon. We're gonna medicine man was when you come into tell our market, we'll plan your yeah, that's it. Rescue them on care or slaughter. They keep our police, they keep around with celebrity. They keep not get our awareness. They will see on the street. That's why I don't get no other job and on the street. The officer they can come by our thought. And what people making in it, yeah. And I blessing them will not belonging in market. I along the street and I'm market. Say la brother phone all over the world. Great America, they started on the street. Africa, they started on the street. And then la brother, what can you prove that they want to suppress them on the street?
They bring out the ghost to the main school. So the girl went for you to go steal from the weapons. Yeah, he said I'm a join to go steal to the women school. You get money to the school, they will go take it from there. I said, Mommy, I'm only bad for the same lecture. And how can the police catch you? The police go before the man. They more. The same man. Yeah, the same man. The same man who over you go steal. Yeah, he called me on the 18. Yeah. Now in now 8:30. The man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I election I'll call you back." I go to work. You before working place, don't man. Yeah, I come to my working place to Tara school now. Go to the man to go steal. No, I go steal. I go to yeah. I get it, man. See the man go steal. You question anything you want for me to explain for you to understand. Then you still questioning me, double in the question. How many talk clear? I beg you, sorry. I say when I call you in the net, when I make for me in the net. Oh yeah.
Yes, indeed. What a great morning it is. What a pleasant opportunity it feels to be right back here behind these microphones to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. And of course, it is a beautiful midweek from the nation's capital in Monrovia. These days, there are a lot of traffic situations all across commuting across Monrovia now has become a little challenging than what it used to be. Too many checkpoints, too many unnecessary blockades, roadblocks across city center and other corners linking to the city. So if it is, for example, if you used to wake up at maybe 7 o'clock, you have to go a little bit behind at like 6:45, 6:40, and you start coming. If you used to wake up like 6:30, like some of us would do, and get on the road, you have to go back a little bit 6 o'clock and start coming because you just can't tell. Gregor Como has placed all kinds of checkpoints everywhere. And yes, like he said, he is in charge. So we all must accept the suffering until he leaves charge. Every day, the police officers fighting. What are they fighting for? We've come to understand that, of course, the authority of the Liberia National Police has refused and up to date not pay any rule. The last batch of officers trained and, of course, enroll into the service. And these men and women have been serving with heavy hearts, and they won't deploy at very critical areas. They're risking their lives, but yet the system is not even paying them. And they're the one you see they sent to the different places. So the anger, the anguish is what you see come from them towards the public. They're angry. The police have concern. Police, they are out there with serious concerns. And their bosses are whining and dining, but they go home without pay. And you see them, the anger level is high. Every small thing they are prepared to fight. Every small thing they're prepared to fight. Somebody said to me, it could be a calculated protest. But however way, any which way, a pleasant good morning to all of you, our followers. Those of you in the diaspora, it's good to have you join us this morning for yet another fascinating conversation around issues of critical national concerns in Liberia. And of course, this is the People Station, Freedom 87.9. We are here this morning. There are too many things to talk about. We hope to have deep and, of course, intriguing conversations around the politics in Nimba. As the political dynamics prepares to take or to introduce a whole new phase, new power, and all that. So one of the men seeking to fill in the big shoe, the big gap created in Nimba by the sudden demise of Senator Prince Johnson, the late, is going to be right here in our studio this morning. If all goes well, he's going to be right here as our guest to talk about some of the issues around politics in Nimba, his own ambition to serve the people of Nimba County. Councillor Garrison D. Yulu, a junior, will sit with us at 9 o'clock to talk these plus other issues, legislative politics. What is he bringing to the table? Why should Nimbayan consider him to replace Senator Prince Johnson? Why is he more better or suitable than other people vying for the seat, plus other hard questions he will take here this morning on the show. But in the meantime, before then, we are told the fire expert, Gregor Como fire expert, have released their findings and they ran away. They get ready to go back. So we got a report here. We'll read it and see what sense it makes. But most interestingly, the president says he's tired. Walker says he's tired. The job is too difficult. You gave him a hard job. He can't even rest. Anyway, even when he run away and go bombing the ghost, he say one day the whole play pack. You go to the office, the play pack. Say the job too hard, man. But I really keeping him there, he won't resign. The thing tough, you know. The health challenge is there, and then the agility required. You know, when some of us told you that, look, it's not that we hate Bwaka, but the papa, you guys were risking the old man, and he's admitting to the risks. Every other time you sit and cry, you can see you sat down for long, you cry, you say, hey, the thing, yeah, I know the protocol. You gotta do the protocol because when I go anywhere, the people. Hey, Mr. Wolf, Mr. We making sure. Mr. We making sure say it's not easy. They say the job tough, but we're gonna play the recording here, and of course. But I have always said, Bwaka, you will do the presidency by fire, by force. You will do it because you pass all around. You get everybody hard time in the country. In a small, we're talking about serious. You join that. I won't be president. You will be president by fire, by force. The same way you may not. You go to the pastor and you won't be president. Your own man, you will call you. You try talking to you, say, my man, even it cost me to dance with the devil, I won't be president. You there now, then you complaining, right? When like people reach out to you, they think Ellen then handle you for 12 years. You can't say, oh, the boy like baking Bennett. Anyway, you pass, they baking you. I'm not president, yes, so I'm gonna man. Me, Iron Goose president. The men used to say Iron Goose. They gonna be the man president. Folks, this is the Freedom Morning Rise. My name is Abu Sharif. Sometimes it's very, very good that we intersperse these critical conversations with a bit of humor so that we can help to regulate the anger level in the country because we're really angry. You know what? When people put their hope, their trust, and their confidence in one old man, and then the old man come there, passing around, scratching, it's not easy. They think it's so tough. Your website is not easy on her, so it's not easy on the whole first family. So we also saw something from Sierra Leone where you saw the first lady there, Fatima Bio, join factory or mining protester. There's a mining company I'm told in Sierra Leone, some part of there. The people had issues, so the protesting. So she had to join in solidarity. Unlike Liberal Gregory killed people in Kinjo. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, Hagar Gonda is here. Together, we're going to run this kid up to 10 o'clock this morning. Until we do so, have a let me take a break with Crime Stopper. Let me take a break with Crime Stopper Liberia quickly, and we'll come back. Then we'll do Hagar part of intro. Then we'll start our business. Now, man, Kuzo, I can sit down here today. Yeah, he's passing the whole thing. If you didn't put your police fighting video up, you still saying that. So this break, will Crime Stopper will be back.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Tell it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us. Bring it safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see you must talk it. I mean you cheche. You work for your safety. If you see don't keep it. You must part of report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, On the settle to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. On the settle to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. On the settle to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. On the settle to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia. Kuzo, please come in because the folks are saying the sound is low on the radio. So if you're out there following us and you have any of our numbers, you can just text us to tell us how well you're receiving us via the radio, particularly. So yeah, Kuzo, please come check it out and let's see what is going on. But yeah, Hagar, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Abu. It's quite funny. Sorry, all along you were doing the intro. I was sitting and following the president's statement, the statement he made during the cabinet retreat. Yes, Baka is one of the presidents in Liberia history. Let's just say yes. He's the president of the most cabinet meeting since he took office. Yes, but again, we are here.
And nothing
the president, at least it is on record that the president have said he's tired. Yeah, it may say when he come to the executive mansion, Liberian people pressure, you need to readjust the protocol system. Then when you go home again, the pressure, that same pressure made it fairly day today. We're not getting any good information ever. But whatever the case is, good morning, Liberians. Good morning. Of the Freedom Morning Raz. Welcome to the midweek edition of the program right here this morning. And of course, we are here together. Abu and I, we are going to ramble you through up to 9 o'clock. And of course, at 9 o'clock, Garrison Dode Yelu is expected to serve as our guest this morning to talk about Nima politics. As a matter of fact, he is going to be the one starting or pushing us into conversations around the Nima politics, and we're making all efforts as well to speak to our own good friend, Samuel Gongben Koga. So we want to bring on board all of the relevant actors in the Nima politics, and also I've been in conversation with Mark Bloom as well, who is one of the expected candidates or aspiring currently.
But you sure Koga will come here? Koga
is a fighter. Koga will come. The fight is Abu. Our personal commentary it cannot be considered as our side. Let's say, or it can be considered as being against somebody or for somebody, right? So.
No, we have not taken any.
We've not taken any side in the Nima politics, and trust us.
And I'm not sure we
want to be independent as we.
And that's why we want to give all of them the chance to come here and speak, and then we listen to the vision, right? But Koga,
all we are going to be doing is to be re-echoing what you would tell us here, and we are going based on all of the candidates or aspirants that will appear in our studios and the people that we have conversation with. Then you can inform our decision to know what Nima politics should be like and what citizens should expect and how the citizens should go about doing what they're able to do. So Koga is a fighter. Trust me. Yeah, yesterday he was at the grounds of the Capitol building. But that action alone, I felt yes, at least he's somebody, because to open up yourself in that kind of public space, firing questions, those somewhere mesmerizing, but to firing questions and all of that, accepting questions from all walks of life. I think that was great on his part, and I think he can exhibit sin by coming here and taking some of the hard questions. So yes, we'll have him here. Trust me. Kuka is going to be here before. Kuka is going to be here before April 22 this year, just us. Before the by-elections, we are going to have a conversation with him on that.
So that is that. This one here is interesting, and I thought to just read it. But just before I do, today is $20,000.
Yes.
We are paying out, right? So, and they started counting the moment we began the show at 7:30, right? So it starts 799, starts 70 hash. And that is the short code on Wednesday that you entered. And then it takes you directly to the Freedom Cash Giveaway dashboard. And then you eventually will select the currency that you want to play, whether it's US or Liberian dollars. And then subsequently, you would then have to enter your password, 5-digit mobile money password, to confirm the transaction. We hope what happened yesterday does not happen today with the system. And if all goes well, all of you are set to win $20,000 each.
And again, I'm being told this morning from the system that there are issues. There are technical issues from NTM, so that's what I'm being told.
So
but you can try to play. Yeah. Try to play. Let's see whether it will go through. But we are being told that there is issue with our NTM. Yes, we just hope that that can be resolved before the climax of our program. Right here, we want to give you plenty of money, especially on the 20,000, the 25,000 days. These are days I would like to give plenty of money to our followers. So yes.
So you're gonna keep trying, and the moment the system resumes, right? And then your process, automatically goes in. So it starts 799, it starts 70 hash. So you have it on your phone and you keep trying along because the technicians are doing all they can to restore the service or the system. So this is coming from a Boakai Fanatics, a Dillon official. I mean, a member of the Darius Dillon office. After all done and said and done, these are the people that must be in the first quadrant of those who are the reflection of the rescue should be on, and they must be. It should be from them that the rest of us will draw hope from. That things are hopeful. But it seems they are all giving up the ghost and things are terrible, indicative of a loose system that guarantees no feature for each person in the country, each of us. And so we're just there. So, but this is what my good friend and brother Lassana S. Khan, if you know him like that, and all he will do, to have Mr. Boakai as president and Dillon and all these things to say, the change, the people come and fix Liberia, corruption are going to stop, this heightened by all of the reports about corruption, stealings, and of course, breakdown the rule of law and everything that's happening in the country. Lassana seems to give up. So he wrote this on his social media handle. Say, politics in Liberia can be disheartening. At long last, this is what Lassana says after a frustrating and 2023 confusion they all cause. Say, if you seek advice from me today, Lassana now, who was the political, who were all the political battlecry heroes, has turned himself into a political advisor now. So he said, if you seek advice from me today, I will recommend hustling for a scholarship and pursuing further studies.
And running away from Liberia.
So the man say the waiting, looking in the country, no hope. So if you listen to him, he working in Dillon office, so he's very close. If you listen to him and take his advice, he will advise you that you just hustle for some scholarship, you run away from the country because it's not easy, a tough thing, no hope, no light, nothing. This is coming from inside.
I know what I know what you call it, Lassana.
Yeah,
Lassana was not part of the retreat.
That been he said. And so furthermore, he said, investing your time in opportunities outside of this challenging political environment. Comrades, things happening on a Boakai political environment may lead to a more fulfilling path forward. So if you want to have a fulfilling path forward, you have to leave Liberia. Literally, Lassana is saying you can stay in this country under Bouaka and fulfill your dreams or achieve your goals. So for him, he's advising you, find a way, talk to the old man, they pull it together, the papi, they pull it together, they run it all, you give it, you move from the country. No hope. When we used to talk, he say, oh, that Abu and he got talking. Yeah. Their own set people coming from inside, they're telling us, folks. So if you don't want to take our advice, maybe you can listen to your rescue friends. So rather than remaining in a state of self-inflicted disappointment, and this is
yourself,
by
yourself put on yourself.
And this is the most intriguing part of Lassana's outburst. Lassana says he would rather you consider leaving Liberia for a more fulfilling path forward in your life instead of staying in a country, right? Remaining in a state of self-inflicted disappointment. Let me break that one down for the people, right? That means the whole Bouaka thing, it is a disappointment. But you can't talk too much because I said pull it on yourself. And are you dancing in the pool water say you want Bouaka? So Bouaka has turned out to be a colossal disappointment to the country. So Lassana says, right? Dillon officer says the best you can do, right, in such a self-inflicted disappointment, a case of a self-inflicted disappointment, you just leave the country. So when we be telling you we are independent people, look, for us, we sat down, we told you this thing from the get-go of it, or we look at the old man, we wait at the man, we say, the man are correct. The beginner is will be cussing or be talking all kind of things. At beginner will be cussing all. Now the men are here confessing now, folks. Men, so every day me I walk the streets, I drive across Monrovia. I go to supermarkets, I'm celebrated. I go to local restaurants, I'm celebrated by the securities, the waiters, the waitress, and and all these people. So it brings joy, it brings fulfillment to me. I'm not bothered. We are not troubled, right?
No, not at all.
We move, we sit in commercial cars, and the conversations there venerate us, right? We enter marketplaces, the conversations in the marketplaces makes us feel heroes in ourselves as much as because we told the people that this was going to be a failure, and it has turned out to be a disaster, and the people themselves are seeing it, they're feeling it, and they're talking about it every day.
We were talking about failure, but it has turned out to be a disaster.
Right.
So that is it. And Abu, you just said it right. Liberians, sometimes you get disappointed when you try to advise your child or children in the home and they refuse to listen. In this case, Liberians are not our child or children or whatever they call, whatever it should be, right? But the fact is, we saw this coming.
Before you go ahead, see this one just coming in from Yanti. It says the University of Liberia has declared Dorkopo persona non grata.
Soup have to leave my uncle. Soup, I know the guys from Soup. You have to please leave my uncle.
No, they want to message the University of Liberia. Not Soup.
Yeah, so
the University of Liberia. I don't. He has to correct it.
And I'm also told that Soup is saying no,
stating that he will no longer be allowed to attend the institution. Persona non grata. This is a diplomatic term, and what it means is that you have committed the most egregious diplomatic crime. So you are. Your presence in that country is unwelcome and unacceptable.
So, Abu, that your whole conversation. So yeah, I think we will have that adequate. But the fight, Abu, the fight. Let's forget about university. Let's forget about university like conversation. Let's forget about it.
You have police and the feeling telling all of them to get a picture of them person on grata. You can't nearly university grabbing the floor.
You have men again from my uncle. But the fact is, Abu, we say these things to Liberians. just like you said, during the course of the elections and the campaign activities, we saw this coming. We made the recommendations to Liberians, judging from what we saw in the past between the both candidates, weighing them. We said this was going to be a failure, and this was the right path that we could strive on, or maybe we could follow. And then today we are here. Liberians said, no, we want to go our own way. But this is where we are. This is a complete definition of it's better to deal with the devil you know than the angel you've not seen before. This is the very clear definition of that sea. And this is where we are. So where we stand, what we do, Abu, let me say this. Like you said, when we're moving in street corners around, I'm one person who just like to go on a cool always in the public. I don't know. I think I least in society.
I'm free there. But I'm vulnerable. I don't know my protection in the street.
Yes. So I feel like I should just be that, cool and common in the various streets and everywhere that I go. But Abu, it would interest you to know that when people recognize that, oh yes, I left from here, I went Sunny College just last weekend. I think I told you, right? Mm-hmm. I was in Sunny College, and Abu, when I was recognized by one of my media colleagues in the county, it will interest you to know that I did not even know that CDC, or maybe there are people who normally follow the station here who are even Unity Party partisans. Mm-hmm. It was later when the guys realized that Hagar was here, my brother, I wanted to just stay in that area and not get outside because the people were just coming. No. Oh, you think you're just shaking our hands. Just said these things before, we did not listen. And I'm saying this frankly. You can ask about the media.
Bigger cheerleaders now are the Unity Party.
Just us when we leave from here. The only problem I can get with them, let me see it to you here. The only problem I can get with my brother from outside, right? They will call you, or you will meet behind the scene. They will say all of what is hurting them, their disappointments and things. But when you say, "Can I give you the platform?" Then they want sugarcoat.
Don't worry. Don't.
So
they may not come by themselves.
As a result of that, and the other,
hunger is a pregnancy. It can go beyond. Hunger reached the point.
Their entire youth retreat. Me, I see that retreat was held under the team. We are still hopeful. Because there are people who within the set and know that that whole rescue mission is a flop.
No, you know why?
But they went there because
to that youth retreat. The real people that are hurt, they didn't go there.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Those who have small, and 300, 500, like Jusu Kamara, my begin from here, what they carry to triple, and or they put themselves together and they come bounce and they carry in the car, the NTA car, NTA. Sidiki face mama they pinche Sonny what they brought. I want to go in the wind, Ganta they go they chill. So there is no way for David Kwe Nangbe and their group, and to pay their way to go. The men are struggling, not easy. Men can't pay their way to go down there because they got to pull it together. So they smartly did it. They should have had that thing in and see what will happen.
That the vice president for public relations, that who say how they come so how they call it. I forget Norris Tour. Yeah, Norris Tour. I'm told Norris Tour appeared on OKFM. And he got a cause to declare my uncle as
person non grata. The press man is like for university to declare person non grata. Dog Kopo from Nimba County. History has been made. Nimba Yago Yasi. Dokubo, man. So, my man, they country here, let me tell you, right? Some of you don't be giving yourself hard. But I finish for the country. Nothing serious in the country. So, me, I can't flex, show fun, and your life and something. But I finish for the country. Let's see what our guys on the live have got.
Yes, and we want you to continue sharing the live Facebook feed. We started from the bottom where we got David Yinkan. David is saying here this morning, good morning, Freedom family, watching you from Grand Bassa County, compound number 3. Thanks so much for the show, guys. Sam Mayanwe says, good morning, my Freedom family. I'm watching you guys from a poor corner at Nizo community. Henry Davis, Henry Davis said, "Good morning, guys. I am following you from Capitol Building this morning." He said, "Yeah, thanks for the good job." Okay, I think that's what it should be. Domo love Domo. Domo love Domo says, "I'm watching from Johnsonville." So yes, Muya Sharif says, "Good morning. I'm following you guys from District Number 9 Cinco this morning from Matali." George Everett. George says, "I am in Seto and I'm hearing you guys." Okay, so yes, where is? So then we Agatha Glasgow says, "I am following from Thinkers Village RIA Road from the Blue City." Okay. Venetius Junior Bar says, "Washing from New Crew Town." Washing from New Crew Town. Well. Johnson Dolly says, "Good morning, guys. I am watching you from a New Jersey resident this morning, and thanks for the job you guys do for Mama Liberia." Asata M. Miller. "Good morning, Freedom Morning Ras. Family, I am watching live from Soul Clinic Community. Good to be on the show." Stanley A. Anderson. "Good morning, Freedom Radio. I am following you live this morning from down Waterside." Briziso Tamba Jr. "Please tell my daddy, oh man, Sam Sion, good morning." Yeah. Briziso again says, "Good morning, guys. I'm Ernest Chukutamba Jr. watching live from Batnersville, Kesselly Boulevard, 1502 Community. Thanks for the update this morning." Jala Wilson Jackson. "I'm watching from Kakata, Margibi County. Austin Party down, following from Ganta," he says. Nehemiah Snare. "Good morning, family." Jamelia Peters. "Good morning, Freedom FM family." Archie Brown. "Good morning, Freedom family. I am watching from Fukamation." Chelsea Firstborn Yaya Kruman. "Good morning to the Freedom FM family. I am following the show from the western region of Liberia." He says that. Samuel Light Cooper says, "Good morning, Freedom FM. Good morning, brother Abu M. Sharif and Higa." Okay, yes, Gunda. "I'm following from Caldwell opposite Fulad Marshall. The only news that really took my attention is the firefighters from the state. The president and IG of police are only finding a way to validate their arson. From the very first day of the incident, the president went on the scene and made the statement of hooligans being responsible, and the police says arson. You have made arrests already, and you have I think that's where I can see. Okay, so that's where we stop. That's what James Lamy. James says, "Good morning, brother Abu. CDC Papi Sources Keita for life. Good morning, Freedom FM family. From Dupert Road Rescue turn to big excuse. Manage your expectation for 2029. John J. Wawe says, "Good morning. I am following live from Johnsonville." Okay, and okay, so Helena Kamara. "Good morning, Freedom family. I am watching you from West Point." Ivan P says, "Watching you from Ominga Planting Field, District Number 4. Daniel Moluo says, "Good morning, Freedom FM family. I am Daniel P. Moluo watching you from the VOA community, Robert Field. I with Don Saros. Good morning, guys. I am watching or following you guys from Kigali, Rwanda. Bwakai and Kun are history. President, we are just need to empower the young people of Liberia as we patiently wait for 2029 progress." Orita Johnson. "Dog Cooper get dead body degree and dead body grades." Okay. I tell you, I'm more from my uncle in the country here. Emmanuel M. Moba. "Good morning. I am following from City View Community, Lower Johnsonville." Let's see. Christine Twestat Roberto. That's Roberto. Christian Twestat Roberto Slobo. "Good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching from around town this morning." Okay, so I think that's where we can stop for now. Yes, that's where we can stop for now.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
let's hold it there and see what we can do. Sorry. But yes, too many things that we need to basically update you on. matters of the trial that involved a Nimba County representative and the new political leader of the soon-to-be political party, Pete Bielet. We are told Chimba Justice released him yesterday, and basically his imprisonment followed a decision by criminal court C. Judge Blamo Dixon, who revoked his bond when Bielet's lawyer was absent from a February 25 hearing, despite the prosecution not opposing a motion to reinstate the bond. Judge Dixon denied it, prompting Bielet's new lawyer, Councilor Wickens' right to file a writ of certiorari. Supreme Court Chamber Justice Senate Clinton Johnson reviewed the case and ordered Bielet on conditional release, citing the arbitrary nature of his incarceration. So basically, this is an excerpt from Front Page Africa in regards to, for those of you that wonder why, and others are saying, oh, Bielet used his influence to release his son. So y'all got to stop settling for these kinds of things. This is a country of law. The Chamber Justice was clear, and the basis for which she ordered his unconditional release was, according to her, because of the arbitrary nature of his incarceration. He was arbitrarily incarcerated. So, owing to the facts available to the Chamber Justice, Mr. Bielet had to be released. And sometimes all of the, Musa Bielet, his father has been giving the United Party folks tough time, and they have been running around trying to find all kinds of things.
And yes, that's
blackmail him and all that. But you're looking for somebody to blackmail. Baka is the biggest to black. Baka is the one that steals your country money. They went ahead again and said the road fund released a report on debtors, right? Even LPRC owes the road fund based on what I read, right? But they don't. Musa Bielet owes, and the man owes. The man did not steal, but Moali stole, and he lying that he dug 750 feet in Liberia, Bopolu County, to see water.
And the guy from Lace as well stole, and he lied that he used it on intended travel. Where in Liberia to go around 6 counties in Liberia, you see he spent 675,000 USD. Where in Liberia? So these are things, but the fight is, Abu, just like you said, the guys from the Unity Party, and I told you, and I can say this always on this platform, the guys they don't believe in looking at the fights to speak on them, but their interest here is that once you are somebody who they classify as being against them, so they always look for point and look for ways through which they can try to make you, to push the public against you, because that's their fight. That's why you even see Baka trying to reawaken things that have happened that they themselves now investigate and brought out investigative report about. He tried to reawaken that, because it will continuously push the public against the opposition, particularly the CDC. So now in this case of Musa Bielet, the Unity Party know the strength of honorability. The Unity Party, let me say this, I admire Bielet so kindly, and he's one person who is very strategic in what he do and how he do what he do. So when it comes to all of what the guys are saying, Bielet have formed his party. It's up to you to decide whether or not you want to support him. But I don't think, for me, that's why I think, from what I've seen from Bielet, I don't think Bielet really interested in who against him.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He really don't bother about these things. But yeah, that is that. And then the next thing is the fire incident yesterday. The government of Liberia and the president prematurely, out of hate and out of unprofessionalism, stormed the grounds of the Capitol in the aftermath of the fire incident and declared that hooligans have committed the crime, and insinuating that the issue was an arson attack. So we do not know where the president got his facts from. And the president said that we think that was so very premature on the part of the president, as much as I am not surprised, because the president thinks so low, and all that. But the president said that subsequently his puppet officials had to design some kind of report to validate the president's premature and, of course, unprofessional declaration, because they don't want to be seen in disagreement with the president. This is where Liberians have lost faith and confidence in whatever is happening with the investigation exercise. The president actually did not do the right thing. He should not have said that, but he did it, thinking that all he has to do in this country is always pin everything CDC, and then he get away. To get away, Baka feel to get away with bad leadership, right? Is to just call CDC name and he think he can be excused and venerated. But look, gradually these things are fading away. You listen to Lasana Kane. I know that they don't send the man to go read that thing, but the man works in Dillon office. So Dillon must be in agreement with what the young man said, because to some extent,
but they don't start coming up at certain point. But you know, he himself is not stable about.
Yeah. So one can say that they don't send the boy to go say that thing. They don't agree to what the boss said. I know, I respect that he is a young man, conscious and all that, but you know, he will not say something that they don't agree to. Unfortunately, that's how they operate.
Especially when he's working in Dillon's office.
That's correct. So basically, we have what we have. The president said that. So the country did not accept the outcome of the police and the fire service investigation and the findings, and partners in civil society have all condemned the tortures. Yeah, the torture. He went to defend his 750 feet. I'll tell how. So the citizens, people did not accept the story and everything that's happening with the unlawful tortures and all of that were happening, just to get something out of the people. So the police are feeling embarrassed. So now they went ahead and say, okay, let's bring people in so that we can say something that we can use and say, oh, but the people validated. The people say, but we brought American people said the same thing. But this is what the guy from America said. We have the report here. So we will read basically some of it. So we will read all. Fire Rescue Alliance, Fire Investigation Report. Case number, investigator King Prilaman, fire chief, retired, Jerry Skresh, fire chief, retired, and Mark Landy, fire chief, retired. Property, address, Camp Johnson Road, City, Monrovia, Montserrado, Liberia, Assembly, Capitol Building, no, then you say protection for the building. And this is so disgraceful for Liberia, right? The report uncovered that building, what you see, big letter, has no sprinklers, no smoke detectors, no central alarm monitoring. This is so disgraceful for Liberia, and they sit there every day. They're making fat allotments to themselves. They're putting nothing in place to protect our public properties, our public buildings. So this is it. Protection, smoke directors, central alarm, monitor, sprinklers. These are what you can use for protection in cases of fire. So date, December 18, 2024, time approximately 6:20 when the fire happened, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what it is. So let's come down further. It says incident type, structural fire, cause, incendiary. So this is what they're saying. They did not say arson. Well, they say they use a whole different word, but the government said it was an arson. The president said that hooligans. So how come they won't fire case? Everybody talking different things. So let me run for the conclusion of the report. What do they have in the conclusion of the report? Which is very important for us to know. So let me see. But however, let's see what incendiary means in issues of fire and all that. It's important so we know whether it's in line. Okay, incendiary. Okay, so an incendiary fire is a fire that is intentionally set in place where it is not supposed to be. Examples of incendiary fire include fires started with Molotov cocktails, fire bombs, and chemical mixtures. Examples of incendiary devices: Molotov, that is a flammable liquid. When a flammable liquid is poured into a glass bottle and a rag is used as a wicks. Fire bombs, more sophisticated than Molotov cocktails. Fire bombs are designed to spread fire and cause destruction. Time devices, bombs that can be reached to ignite at a set time, allowing the perpetrator to leave the scene before the fire starts. Electronic ignition systems. Fires can be ignited remotely using timers and remote controls. Chemical mixture, combination of chemical that react to produce fire, right? So this is what the fire experts said in relations that any of these things are possible, but in any which case, it has to be as a result of somebody setting something that has the ability to cause fire in a place there and left, and then accidentally the thing blew up and it caused the fire. It has to be something like that around that, which is quite different from what Gregory Coleman said, that they went there, they investigated, and they saw a gallon of gasoline.
And in fact, they say the guys who they arrested, one of them said in their recording they playing, they say they bought gas and all of that. So I don't know.
Okay, so you see, so there's a slight difference in the case, as much as all of it can be caused by human, but one will more likely be accidental as compared to the other that will be deliberately intentional, and you go on purpose and go put it there and say this is what I want to do and catch on fire and run away. That's awesome. So now, what is the government going to do in this case? What is the government going to do in this case? Hagar, what do you think at this point? Are they going to release the brothers and investigate further, the evidence of what the men gave them?
There is no other thing that the police want. The guys are on a mission, and their mission is just in line with what you see them. Now, you see the president came, he said something. The police inspector and his team said they investigated, they came up with release, and the fire, quote unquote, firefighters who just came, they did same and all of that. So for me, the guys are just on a mission to prove that they are they are saying somebody put fire over there. That's just all they want to prove. So whether they will release those guys, no. Even if there are reasons to release them shamelessly, they will not want to do it. Yeah. Because they feel like releasing the guys will mount more public pressure against them. To prove that they lie on the guys, all of that, then the public will put more pressure so that the pressure.
So because at this point, they cannot continue, investigating or pushing the ass something now. That they incinerate issue, they got to start finding out, right? So they got to start finding out that one, and then if they establish what kind of substance in keeping with the inflammable substances, then they got to know whose office it was in and who put it there. Then the investigation starts to uncover these ones. But unfortunately, the police has messed up the entire investigation. The police has disgraced themselves. They've disgraced the government and all that. So, but yeah, that is that. And I like this one. So, if the guy say, if anybody think Benedict was the one who influenced his son's release, you first of all need to understand that the judge who took the decision to release him on ground that he was arbitrarily arrested and incarcerated. The judge was appointed by Bouaka. You see, so your propaganda against Mr. Benedict will not hold water in this case, because that your own United Party appointee review the whole thing and say, no, this guy has to be set free, because according to what I have gathered, the man's rights to fair and speedy trial was violated, right? And besides that, he has served pre-trial detention for more than 2 court terms. So you kept the man in pre-trial detention for more than 2 court terms. So you do not hold the Ability family responsible for loopholes in the justice system. You got to go back. This is happening. Boubacar has spoiled the whole country. He break nothing working straight anymore. Anything happen to this country will hold Mr. Boubacar responsible. And I think you agree with that.
And most definitely, because Boubacar is the front runner of everything in this country. And so when things go wrong, he's keeping mute and not speaking. And I don't know. So yes, you're right.
So let's go to the ECOWAS Parliament.
I hope we got the videos already. Keep here.
The ECOWAS Parliament and our lawmakers issue. You know, my friend James Cooler, you know that my man. So I can enjoy James Cooler can be talking the thing that Cooler get bro. So you know the kind of escort passion the country. So I enjoy as my man. The echo, that one that was sweet conversation there with Boubacar. Yeah, keep that one. We'll bring that one later. When we have to go on, the one, when you finish the clean your mouth, that one was okay. James Cooler, yeah. So I asking him, I said, James Cooler, but what happened? You say you're moving, man. You're having election, you're coming to the other one, but the man stay there. The minute, so what's going on? So I'm told there was a very fiery conversation yesterday. There was a very fiery conversation yesterday at the ECOWAS Parliament, and some members of the Parliament were categorical on not bending their rules to accommodate illegitimacy for the most part. And the rules are clear on the processes of rescinding, membership, and of course ascending to membership in the Parliament. And these rules were not subject to any kind of junta actions by any member state or member of Parliament or legislature, as in the case with ours. And some of the parliamentarians, some of them from different countries, were following, and based on the report presented, were clear that the guy, this impostor in Richard Nangbe-Kun, is not speaker yet. He has not fulfilled the requirements in making himself speaker. So all of these were intriguing discourse or conversations held around Liberia case. And when you sit down as a citizen of this country, you listen to the degree at which the national embarrassment has gone, and you're so bewildered. But unfortunately, we have to accept it, because this is exactly the rescue Boubacar time, and this is the definition of change. So let's hear from some of the
on what? The Constitution. The Constitution have mandated the speaker to continue being the speaker. If executive orders comes in to say no, we should. But my question here is, and my problem here is, the problem why this speaker is still claiming to be the speaker is based on what? The Constitution. The Constitution have mandated the speaker to continue being the speaker. If executive orders comes in to say no, we should bring our own speaker to put that money in place, and next minute you start employing your own people. That should not be something that we should even negotiate here. The issue here is about moral. As Honorable Snow has mentioned, that there was a time when the issue happened, some of them, based on morals, they resigned. But the guy is not willing to resign here. He is the current speaker. He should maintain to be the speaker. And you cannot be there. People who are elected. They are city MPs. They are current city MPs. You say no, they should be out of ECOWAS Parliament. Based on what? If at all they lose their seats, and now you are bringing other MPs, then you can now right to say we are not replacing. But you cannot command ECOWAS to say those current sitting MPs should be out of the list of MPs. Our own speaker. Put that money in place. It's not correct. It's not fair. So if we are going back to negotiate we're going to negotiate based on this, what the constitution is saying. The constitution is saying A, B, C, and D. But the constitution, if you violate the constitution, then we are no ECOWAS. It's the constitution that gives the party the right to be the MP, sitting MP up till now. Currently, there are names here being elected by people and put here. And we are here because of the constitution. So, Honorable Speaker, if you go back, let this now remain to be MPs, and if the Speaker wants to continue to be the Speaker, it can be the Speaker. If you want to resign, that's based on him to resign on his moral stand. Thank you.
Okay, so that was one of the members. I think he is from the Gambia, and so his conversation was premised on two backgrounds: the constitution and moral. Right? He said constitutionally, Funati still remains the Speaker, and morally, it's up to him to resign, like Snow and other people did in the past. And as long as he has not resigned, he still remains the Speaker constitutionally, right? And even if other members disagree with him, right, they have to exhaust the process by which they have to remove him through the Constitution. More to that, in the event where you have to talk about recalling parliamentary members from the ECOWAS Parliament, is it that their seats are vacant? No. They are still seated, right? And they were nominated through the procedure as required by ECOWAS. ECOWAS have not said they laid down requirements for membership in the ECOWAS Parliament were not duly exhausted in these people nominations. So henceforth, you have to go back because the country did not, send you in accordance with the laws of the ECOWAS Parliament. Let's go to the second speaker.
At times, even when we read our country reports, a member may read a report that is not favorable to the country. And if members are not protected, they are liable to be recalled by the home country. That is one reason for which the Act clearly stipulates that once a member subscribes the oath, the home country hasn't got any right to recall the member. So I want to categorically state here that that very clause in the Supplementary Act of 2016 should not be circumvented, and the members of parliament from Liberia who have subscribed the oath of ECOWAS Parliament should not be recalled by their home country. ECOWAS should be very distinct from the internal politics in our different home countries. We should not be seen as supporting the various governments in doing what they want to do, especially when it comes to representation in this very parliament. So I want to plead to our colleagues and the leadership of this house that these members of parliament from Liberia who have subscribed the oath of office should be retained, and no internal politics should influence the decision of this parliament. This parliament is an autonomous body, and the independence of this parliament should not be infringed into at any cost. That is my own submission.
Okay, so that's number two speaker. So Reggie Boone, then Antendo, we are government boom now. ECOWAS government boom. So the passing around anywhere, the whole ECOWAS has rejected them. When we were saying, oh, the people illegal, you ain't listening to us, let's come to the tear, the tear in Nigeria.
Has no right to direct the speaker or to recall a member except this assembly is very clear in our rules. So when members or somebody writes recalling a member, but the speaker, this is not something you should even look at because they don't have the right.
They don't even look at it.
Except he loses his citizenship, then he has to wait.
Okay.
Even when the person is nominated, the legal implication is that you sworn to serve for a particular period. That member will lose any of our colleagues, will lose his membership. It's through the rules of this assembly, not everybody. So when the right people that are members, I mean, it's
people are careful of setting bad precedents.
Because like change of government who come from other communities. The case of Burkina Faso Niger, and it's a different one in the sense that they are no longer part of this community. But once a member is part of the community and ensure that person before us here, unless he does something wrong in doing us, that will warrant his suspension or anything, it is wrong for somebody to write you to say that that person should be approved. That is one. Number two, being member of the community, the way they treated you was wrong.
Okay, so folks, Liberians, fellow Liberians, this is it. Another disgrace upon our country, sponsored and financed by the president and executed by Richard Nangbe Kun, the imposter, parading in illegality and claiming unto himself what he has not earned constitutionally. And everywhere he goes, this is the disgrace and this is the embarrassment. Higa, what do you think?
Abu, is another embarrassment that this government is bringing to our country. The internal ones they are different. The fight at the Capitol building between lawmakers was something different. But on the regional level, this government sponsored a speaker and his group of gang. What they are doing, they are portraying our country out to the outside community as a very unserious country. Liberia cannot be the mother of democracy in Liberia, and yet the basic fundamentals of democratic tenets are being undermined by this very regime. You know, it is disappointing. Even their own rules, many of them are not reading their own rules. And Senator Snow also spoke as part of those who spoke, but his was not part of this thing about the.
You are presenting the report.
And he made it clear to the assembly that in the Liberian Senate, the rules of the Liberian Senate says all members on statutory committee or whatever shall be elected. But at the House of Representatives, all members on committees are appointed by the president. So I saw by the speaker, sorry. I read out this morning by one of our media friends.
I saw him
who said the majority bloc is trying to correct the wrong that Kufa did. So what is wrong about what Kufa did? When the rules of the House says the speaker shall appoint. So it is clear. That is one thing. If that is the justification, I think it's clear. Now,
the reason I didn't give credence to that, and as much as right, the conclusion of it, anybody seems to, after everything that has happened, to want to recognize whom under the circumstances. I know there has to be some issues. So I mean, you can't be recognizing when you want to be fair and objective to anything. Everybody know what Kun is doing, Richard Kun, right, is doing. Is unorthodox, is unlawful, and he will continue to disgrace our country. But you still have people defending it, though.
So, but it's disappointing, Abu, for many of us who feel like our country, we should not support a particular person, even when the person is running against the interests of our country. For some of us, we see these things and we feel discouraged. People should not be writing and saying things about our country only because of their closeness, their proximity, or maybe because they want something from somebody. So it is terrible, and the guys are bringing our country, like I said, to public disrepute. Internally, you got your own rules, and externally, the guys who are outside the ECOWAS Commission or the ECOWAS Assembly, they got their own rules. Did you read enough the rules of the ECOWAS Commission or the ECOWAS Parliament to be informed before you can make decisions? Because you just feel you got issue with somebody, so your interest now is high above something.
You know what the basic logic they try to market, which does not make sense, is that, for example, we have our organization here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody also read a letter and tell us, the way you got Hagar there is not correct, so we won't change Hagar.
Yeah, we won't change Hagar.
So we won't fix the process by which you got Hagar there. So move him from there. But I may hire the man, right? And I believe the man met all of the terms as required. But you say no, they may not meet the term here. So bring the man back. I won't put somebody else there. Does that make sense? ECOWAS Parliament has never ever indicated at any point in time, right, that Liberia or the Liberian Parliament did not follow the procedure as required by her rules to have these people there, right? Beyond that, they are cognizant of the fact that in the case of the Liberian House of Representatives, right, the Speaker plays significant roles in determining the representation of the Parliament member from Liberia. So that is crystal clear. Unlike the case with the Senate.
The Senate
has their own rules, and the House has its own rules, right? So no amount of trying to thwart the facts to deceive the Liberian people with beautiful and sweetly sounding narrative can thwart, the fact that these guys are hooligans and they acted rebelliously to do what they have done to our country. Yes, other people are benefiting from it. It's okay. We cannot do nothing. All we can do is to talk about it, and every day we'll talk about it and indicate and have it on the record that these guys did not do things in accordance with our laws until you can go back and do it the right way. For us, we'll not agree.
So even the ECOWAS Commission is interesting to know that even the ECOWAS Commission or the ECOWAS Parliament is recognizing Kofa as the speaker. Because the guy said they are going by the Constitution of the Republic. Unlike in the past, this is the difference between what is happening with Kofa now and what happened before with Snow and Tyler. They willingly resigned because they felt they lost the confidence of the majority member.
And that was their own determination.
But Kofa have said, if I must be removed, let it be done legitimately, legally. Let's follow the legal procedures. So with that, there is a whole deal of differences there. The government choose to do business with the majority bloc, but it doesn't in any way negate the fact that they are doing things illegally.
And ECOWAS Parliament does not want to be mixed into the
internal politics of our
politics of Liberia, and the internal politics has got no control over the ECOWAS Parliament. They have their rules, and they were clear about that. And this is it, folks. So we're going to open the phone lines on these subjects, and then wait whether our guests will come around, and then we can make transition to the broadcast conversation quickly. But let's take some calls. Whether it's the fire incident you want to talk about, it is the ECOWAS Parliament subject. As we are told today, Speaker Kofa is supposed to be appearing at the police headquarters to take questions in regards to the whole Capitol building fire things. They're not looking like here or there.
So we can pick calls. We can pick calls on 0776 104 104 0776 104 104 plus 231 886 500 104 for our international callers. You can call us using plus 231 886 500 104. You want to start up from your end?
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Eugene Jobo, and I call you from Capital Bypass. Yeah, Abu, I listened to your haircut this morning relative to the ECOWAS Parliament. I don't know at which degree this issue should reach before Richard Coon be disgraced or before we feel that here it is over. Richard Coon is a serious embarrassment for our country. The president came to church, the pastor did not recognize you. I think it was the greatest disgrace. The armed forces day, the president of Sierra Leone did not recognize you as speaker. You still portraying yourself as speaker. Now you are reached to ECOWAS. And thank God that ECOWAS recognized Francis Kofa as speaker. My only advice to Francis Kofa, what he is doing now is not just to benefit himself. I believe Francis Kofa he just don't want to be a speaker, but Francis Kofa want to set the foundation for many unborn children.
For a strong democracy in our country.
Yes, that 2 or 3 people will not go in the corner and just decide to say, you know what, tomorrow we'll change the speaker. Let us follow the law, no matter what the case is, and we'll stand by Francis Kofa, and we hope Francis Kofa will stand by the law. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so kindly. We can pick up from this end. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. Your line is coming cracky, I know. Okay, so while we wait for you to adjust, let's talk to this person time. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, good morning.
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 Let me say morning to William W. Broom, the official spokesperson for the Federal movement.
Go ahead.
My brother was in this country. After the post said when people is going to the country, they can lost from there, or it's on the opposite side. Even if you came to call Sunday, he came with 2 cars, no service behind him, so that one of he made the speak on that. So why not carry around with a serene? Or you did the wrong thing. Why they are damaging our country image out there? It's the wrong thing that they are doing. You see, the brother and my they have to clear our country image, or they kind of are destroying our country image in the more than this. What they are doing is so remember that tomorrow in their territory, I got they can pay. God, just the minute of our country image out there, then we are doing it. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you. We await the arrival of Garrison Yelu here on the Freedom Morning Rouse. Let's talk to this person. Morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ibrahim.
You live? Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you can't do me like this. Walk away from the radio. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Okay. The five incident in the house, it's not about coup d'etat. It's not about coup d'etat. Yes or no, so they take up.
That Creole is speaking.
He's out. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Uncle.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a person calling on your situation.
Okay.
But we for Black. But if we don't see it because we got to go in the blood before. So I don't really know what happening with Black. With the experience that he got from government.
We're going to tell you what happened. We're going to tell you what happened. Just keep listening, right? Let's hear Ma Helena.
Yeah. We're all regretting now.
All right.
Yeah, don't worry.
Morning,
More things happening. Something is coming up again from Dylan's office, but let's hear Ma Helena. Ma Helena, go ahead.
Yeah, Abu, gonna
morning, man.
God be with you, yeah. You and your family. Abu, the whole thing that is Chris. The whole world know. International community know that what can do it and not good. Only here he got that speakers only. The people can pay attention to it. You see how they waiting for him to send a letter? What are you waiting for? Or because they lie on Fonati and said that Fonati sent to find a place that waiting for Fonati to go in jail before he say he moved from there. Nobody get there for him. Sponsor we are center. But we are saying you all go and see for yourself.
Go, the thing are going through.
You go see the thing are going through.
Managing suffering and helping and managing and suffering and everything in the country. Party small road and putting hospital. Hey, you're spoiling my name. Every day you're causing me.
Yeah, more getting there for nothing. But what man net? You see it? Yeah.
Bagas
Group
calling the
message, you
country.
not put it down. Spoon said, Joey said, try. He said, try. He want for the whole world to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Richard Kuya is disgrace. Why would they get drafted? They get drafted. Yeah, the free time they're talking.
Even pastor second recognize. Remember going there.
Who's your name, brother?
Oh, my children.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, my Elena, thank you.
To make us to understand things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. Let God be with you and your family.
All right, my Elena, God will be with all of us, and of course, our country will be rescued and redeemed sooner but later. So, we read the other one. A lot of things happening in the long office.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if there have been any senator office that resignation has happened equal to Dillon. So the latest is my own good friend and brother and former teammate while we were at Fabric, Aaron Kuban. Aaron Kuban joined the Senator Dillon team I think about 1 year ago. It was a great thing. I hope that that was one of the most cherished decisions he was making in the transition. But unfortunately, it appears that thing has not turned out to be the way he wished. So, but this is exactly what he has written about 2 minutes ago on his social media, 3 minutes ago on his social media handle. For those of you that are friends with Aaron, you can check it out. So I would like to express my gratitude to Senator Dillon for the opportunity to serve as media and communication officer in his office over the last 12 months, as I officially announced my resignation from the role. So Dillon, Aaron Kuban, formerly of Fabric Radio, Spoon FM, has tendered in his resignation from Dillon's office. I'm told the working space has not been too good. You see, Lasana say he looking for scholarship to run away. He telling all he fan it at the beginning. Lasana has someone a group man say. Lasana say all the children will go look for scholarship. They will run away. So let me conclude Aaron's communication, heartwarming communication after the rescue. Let my brother down, and my brother will find a way to rescue my brother. He's a smart journalist. I can say that. Thanks to all my co-workers and immediate bosses who partnered with me. This was a learning experience I will always cherish in my professional journey. I wish I could stay a little longer, but I can't. Pack your bull, pack. Teacher be you, don't cry. If they hear you, pay your debt. So basically, people are packing their books and leaving the offices of the rescue land. And my brother have had to resign. Resignation are not things that comes easily. It's a very tough moment. It's not something it's not a cherished thing that anybody want to do. When people resigning in most cases, and particularly in the case of Dillon office, so Abel Plaki resigned, Martin Kola resigned, Aaron Kuban has resigned. Who they plenty of the other guy, one of the Basel guy, man, but they plenty. So plenty people resign. And my own man, Mark from Jacobtown there, Musa Mark resigned. Musa Mark, you can talk only private, you can talk public. I say, man, go ready. When you ready, then we'll talk it.
So our guest is on his way. I'm told he's around the premises of this facility. So yes.
Yeah, we still have time. So let's put down Mr. Barker's recording and see, let the librarian put listening because
let's put it up. We just do it one in passing until we have our guest here.
So once the guest comes,
so let's just get this.
So Barker actually,
I'll pass it entire. We tire. This country is an interesting place to live. Even if you cannot buy a boat of rice for $200 to eat a day, or $250 or $300, whatever the price is in your area, just be able to try and buy data for your phone. You'll not get disappointed. Crusoe, where you got this kept? Where you got this? Please. We want to get you send it directly to Crusoe. Abu, you send it to
Mhm.
Kuzo.
No, I sent it to you too.
Yes,
I
well,
saw it.
yes, I saw it, but I've gotten so.
I sent it to you
Let me
yesterday.
just do it from my end.
So yeah, so basically, I'm hearing people asking, say, what is happening, what is going on with the president. It is apparent that the weight of the presidency is too much for Mr. Boakai, and things are going haywire. Things are going loose and scattered, and he seems to have very barely. Yeah, he seems to have any control of things in the country, and everything is just going haywire. And these things are terrible. Even people who have the biggest confidence in his experience and of course his governmental knowledge are beginning now to give up. And at this point, I think we can be a society that is so very, very weak. We have to take decision. If we are all clear that the president cannot serve, the president either I have said this thing I'm going to say all of the time. Mr. President, trust us, we will celebrate you. It will be an honor for you. We will mark your name honorably if you can just admit to your incapacity and resign. You will not be the first person to resign, Mr. President. Everybody is giving up. Even your own people who brought you themselves have lost hope and faith. And Mr. President, we know this is not happening because, all together you like with age and the rigors of the Liberian political arena is such that it requires agility to carry on.
So we okay now.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Just hold it right there. At this point, I feel sorry for the president. As much as politically I did not agree with him, and it was not on any personal note, it was just on scriptural, administrative, and policy differences, and understanding that he has some impediments or impairments that will have limited his capacity to function well as president of the country. And basically, that's the premise of our disagreement with Mr. Boakai. But then at this point, if you see a grandpa is going through this torture, this is equal to psychological torture, right? The weight he's carrying is too much for him. It's unbearable. And the folks are there, they're overwhelming him. He has health complications, health issues, and Liberia is not like other countries. Liberia is difficult to deal with. Ask people who have been in official dump. They will tell you. Even those who have not been official, just to be a well-off person in Liberia alone, right? It's not easy. This man understands that the presidency comes with this, but he has been around. But it's too much for him understanding where he has reached now. At this point, Boakai needs time to rest, but he can't because he's the president of the country. Everybody is trooping in. Everybody wants to sell and pitch their ideas. Everybody wants to speak to the president about something. Everybody wants to share some note with him. Everybody's trying to bring somebody in. Everybody wants to meet him. But the president, physical capacity cannot permit him to go extra hours. He wants to rest. According to the president, the thing is difficult. The presidency is difficult for him right now. It's challenging. Even if he goes to places where he want to take some breather and it's quiet time, in no time the place is overwhelmed. He goes to the executive mansion, the place is overwhelmed. It is downing on him so severely.
And the thing is,
Liberians and Liberia need to take action. This is a clear message to all. We must not wait for the unusual to happen.
At the executive mansion, that one I won't say many can be going there to him, all of those things.
No, but because the president,
Mhm.
other people can go there.
Mhm.
As much as they try to do it on partisan basis, but the fact that they are Liberians, they are going to him, they're carrying issues, they're going to share notes and stuff, schedules, and all these things, right? It comes with the office. But when it becomes difficult for the man who's occupying the office, then that means the man lacks the capacity to be in that office. He does not have the wherewithal. So what can we do to save our country? Other people are exploiting the vulnerability of the president.
Mhm.
See what happened at the very cabinet retreat, a cabinet meeting, Hagar. This will shock you. And I'm told on the record, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Mrs. Sirleaf, dissolved the Ministry of National Security.
Mhm.
But because of the president's capacity, people and elements within the president office, right, have brought in, and I'm told this guy sitting before this name tag, this guy is friend to the director of cabinet, Nathaniel Kwabo. So Nathaniel Kwabo and others in the executive mansion brought in their friend and assigned a title to him that does not exist, nefariously, illegally, right? And this man has been placed in the ministry as Minister of National Defense or National Security, something that does not exist anymore. He did not go for confirmation, but this guy was seated on the high table, sandwiched between Mandela Cooper and who the other lady, I think the education minister, right? This guy was there. And this ministry does not exist, was dissolved just as the NBR was dissolved during early time. People are taking advantage of the president. How sure are we there could be somebody taking pay as NBR director? Anything is possible with Baka right now. Things are tough. If we sit down, we keep defending that Labor going down. Keep defending. By the time we realize, a lot of damage will be caused. Let's do the needful. The Constitution is clear. We must take, and I see people passing around and say, oh, there is no citation for Yeke Koluba impeachment. You think that Yeke deserves impeachment? The trouble on our head is Baka. We must be raising signature at this point. Yeah, we must be raising signature at this point to ask Mr. President to vacate the office. Clearly, some of the things that are happening in that office are not supposed to be happening. And people are taking advantage of the president. And the president himself, he can't hold any longer. And he's saying these things on live cameras. And I know when he says these things, the guys will bend their heads in their hand and they'll be shamed and they think they can pass over it. But for all we can go for the last details. And how when you go, you're stealing the money, you're using a country speech in Lova, some of you, we won't over pull us out.
When we started saying it, some of them were questioning that the president did not say it.
Until we play it, they saw the video, then the judge said, the president said it.
Then there's that rich started asking on how to defend.
Then they go by in their defense mode. Look at the statement the president made again about investment. The president is ignoring the procedure and telling his people that 18 years top, you go ahead, you bring people anyhow. The president tell people to go and bring company anyhow
we did not
in the
play
country.
That yesterday. You want us to let me see what
play it. This is scary. This is absolutely scary for the country. But if you're okay with it, fine. Well, we will talk about it.
So let you listen to it. I'm sure it's on this stuff.
So that the judiciary, we all one good country, so nobody should be above the law. And those are things that we will be talking about. We were going around, maybe people don't understand, but because of the problems of this country, we're going around trying to create a good image for the country, try to look for investment. This time we have opened our eyes to governance. So people who think that we are not doing this, we're not doing that, you have to take care of the emergencies first. We hope also that all of the talking we talk with businesses, We cannot negotiate forever.
So we can negotiate
The
for
people need jobs.
The man say he want to negotiate.
Don't tell me because you want to do it perfectly.
So that pause it right there.
We have to create jobs.
Yeah, pause it there, my brother. This is interesting. Do you listen to your president, the president of the republic? Say if you think you want to do it perfectly,
like brother, I want it perfectly.
Do it perfectly. Just bring it.
Just
Wow.
bring it. Anyway, looking. Let's listen to him again.
Don't tell me because you want to do it perfectly. All of the talking we talk to businesses, we cannot negotiate forever. The people who need jobs. Don't tell me because you want to do it perfectly. We have to create jobs. We have to sign those agreements for people to invest in this country.
Just sign it.
There's a very, very big backlog of people in this country who are not working. Young people who have been trained for years. Some of them finished school. They just from one master degree to the other, hoping that
Let's
they
bring
will get jobs. We have to create.
This is departing the society from procedure and due diligence to a gangster cartel arrangement. Like, cartel does not go for detail follow up, and no. President said, don't tell him that. Go out there, grab anybody, bring them. Bagbati company, bring them. You can sit down. The people need job. So whether we are getting the benefit of just bring the people need job. Look, Mr. President, you're opening the floor again. Mr. President, I know you're not saying these things, but something is not right somewhere, man. Sometimes when we say it and all of you get in your feelings and you're there, just because you're dumb. So, but we're not bothered about you dumb ASS out there. But the fact remains that, look, this president is an existential danger over our head, and we must take a collective national decision to remove this man. Or the president must be honorable enough. Mr. President, the pressure is going to keep piling because the hunger level is at the roof. Mr. President, we are the one walking the streets. Mr. President, if you dare me, just drive through Waterside. Don't stage manage anything and see your citizens turn their backs on you. The people are not happy. Things are not working, Mr. President. Liberians don't hate you entirely, but things are not working for them. They are hungry. Their kids are being thrown out of schools. The landlords are talking to them anyhow, and they're putting them out, Mr. President. Families, right, are struggling. Your LEC folks are behind them. People do not have the capacity to make money, but you want them to pay bills. How are they going to pay the bills? Mr. President, you need to buckle up or you leave. Mr. President, when you leave, we will go and honor you. We will do that for you. For being, that's a national call you're going to be, answering to. You see the danger, you see the risks, look at what the people are doing to you, Mr. President. You were vice president when you guys dissolved the Ministry of National Security. Don't you know that, Mr. President? How come you have somebody in your office bearing the title and taking pays and benefits for that? Who did that to you, Mr. President? Mr. President, do you want to review everything that's happening around you, Mr. President? If you just take time, start wasting your time on that thing. You say, oh, we got to do that. Mr. President, Liberians need answer for what's happening in your office. Your office is contaminated, is polluted. It is a seat of corruption. The breakdown right now is happening right within your office. They have manipulated the establishment of the different boards, and these boards that they have established, right, using you. These guys are there working by their dictates and not your instruction anymore. You have lost control. There's a shadow government running, and it's dangerous for our country, because when that shadow government develops and reaches a point, we do not know what it will do when the shadow try to come to life.
Mhm.
And that's what we are pleading with you, because Mr. President, we pray for you a beautiful ending, that we will go there and celebrate with you. Yeah, you look out and say, oh, that ain't high, boy. You say, yeah, we agree. Your grandpa will come down and say, oh, grandpa, sorry, but thank you. At least you understand. Grandpa, the way things going, and I'm fine. Everybody can be in the country crying. This is not a beautiful legacy. You see, today I just want to have conversation with my papi. You can be putting your chichi pulling more between the papi and myself.
Your best friend.
Yeah, papi, it's not easy. I say, papi, I'm watching you. You're talking. I see it all in your face. For me, when I'm looking at you, I can look at you. I can go beyond the surface. I'm seeing you suffering. I'm looking at you, papi. It's not easy. It's tough. Me, I'm sorry for you. But I don't know whether you listen to me, sir. Because you say you fuck out.
So yes, council is around.
Yeah.
So we just told that the technical guys want to do something quick.
Yeah. So let them do, and then
just quick. I'm sure
have
just
the
quick.
council come in, and then we talk Nimba. But yeah, if we could have the chance to take 3-4 calls on this thing, this is scary actually. Every day we wake up in the street, we wake up in the country, the police are mounting different checkpoints. There is some kind of law somewhere. Like, we are not free in their own country anymore. Gregory Cuomo has created, a kind of atmosphere in the country where anywhere you pass, police now post on a thing there and seeing some picture say, oh, police prepare for the speaker arrival. What's that? Police send invitation. Isn't it? Well, we don't see this. Right? What is the problem? What is wrong with Liberia? I spoke with one of my friends from the States yesterday. In fact, 2 of them were on the call with me. They are supportive of Buckeye. They're talking. But the frustration is, man, they're not expecting him. Some when they thought that, the man, now he ain't running for a second term. He's just going to do what he want to do for the country. But I say, my man, they're not the people that duffer tabi to get it, man.
They won't use the paper to it. They won't use the paper to
as soon as the paper one thing, but something again, now here on the other side, the minute. Lord. We are early in the war, even small, the minute is not
running.
Then a buck. Let a few calls.
Yes, we can take just few calls. I saw David King trying to call through, but yes, David, you want to call back? Yes, you can do so. So 0776104104. Let's talk to David King here. Morning.
Good morning, Edgar and Abu.
Morning.
See, it is not strange to us. Okay, Waka and Madam Salif San 68 concession agreement are all booger. So for him to say people should bring another booger concession to our country because people need jobs, they don't need to do it perfect. You see, when we see this thing, people say, oh, they don't know vice president, you were never involved, or you were the president of the Liberian Senate. All right? One of the elders that passed around, he presented it. So today, he's trying to tell people this is how we did it the last 12 years. We didn't go for the normal bureaucracy. And, all of those things that we needed to have done, we did not do it. So we don't need to do it perfect. So you just go anywhere and bring it. The woman told us in a very candid meeting, he said, when you come from the mansion, you go home, you so exhausted, and now he said the woman is tired. The woman is tired. He has no strength to lead. So, Ministry of National Security, last time I checked, the last minister I can remember was General Fide Kama. The late Fide Kama. They had to dissolve that ministry. Even the FBI was dissolved and he merged with the NSA. So for him to come back and have somebody in your office taking pay and getting all of the benefit of that ministry, it is quite sad for our country.
That's why we expect budget shuffle.
Oh yeah.
You guys are the real rescue. You guys are the real rescue for this country now. You need to talk so that Liberian people can come to their senses because some of them are staying in a Waka feeling. Thank you, man.
All right. Let's talk to this person. Morning.
Okay, if you let me take
morning.
Morning.
They say more.
Yeah,
more
my
that he
intention
lied.
have been doing now the subject you are discussing. Now, my name is George Dennis calling from Brooklyn. But it has to do something with a fire for judgment. Today, our speakers are supposed to go and beat them for questioning. But yeah, then at the night, how are we going to manage with them? The men escape the bomber. How are we going to go? Who the speaker is going to go beat our with today? Who is going to beat our with?
No, that the police people.
People were on the radio talking that these people they call the speaker to go for questioning. Now who is he going to go meet with today?
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's talk.
You go there again. The scene where Abu Kamal went, they say they free. The scene where
Abu, you want to
yeah. Joseph was calling. Joseph. Okay. So let's hear Joseph from the U.S. Joseph, what we have. Our president is tired, and I mean things are not fine in Liberia actually.
Yeah, how you doing, Abu and Hagar?
Morning, Joe.
Yeah, Liberian people, this is Joseph calling from New York. You see, these are the problems. These are the things that we saw. There was a reason why don't park this car. There was a reason Sawyer. We all know Sawyer, a level-headed man, well-educated. There was a reason why the man parked this particular car. There was a reason why Emily herself, he himself said he was an old car park. There was a reason. People saw the rationale behind it. They know that the puppy had no impact. He was just there. Those were the reason the people saw impact this particular car. But the people didn't see no other reason that they same old car they went for. All the chassis is messed up, rusted, don't have nothing useful on it, and you go bring this car to say you want to put it on the road to run. It will not help you. And, you know.
But the car said crying now. The car said crying. The car said, you know, is it? Yeah. And you know the car when the car the smoke can come from the exhaust, right? But when the smoke start coming from smoke start coming from inside the car, who's now then that issue. I see how you. Yeah, they got it.
We said it. When we said
and the president did them a good one. All right, okay, Joseph. I'm sorry, Joseph. We have to hold you there. Former Assistant Minister Jura Sano, let's hear you.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
And good morning to your co-host also.
Morning.
My problem is this. 2 days ago, the president held cabinet meeting. There is a position that you guys just discussed this morning, Minister of National Security, have been dissolved for almost 10 years. It have been married first 10. Somebody is...
Minister, you got beef, who stop being you there?
It ain't important, man. I mind that. Then, for the past over 2 days now, our lawmakers, most especially the opposition lawmaker for the House of Senate, they know within themselves, such position is being nominated and confirmed. And there's no record to show that this man who was sitting there behind that tag was ever confirmed or such name ever sent to them. But from that time up to now, they have made no issue about it. And this man is taking pay for our resources. But yet, the position does not exist. This is check and balance. And these are the areas where they can check on each other.
Correct.
When somebody does it wrong, another person comes and corrects it for the smooth operation of our country. So why are the lawmakers waiting for to summon or to invite the executive branch through a minister of state? We saw somebody sitting down at the executive branch as minister of state. One day person was nominated, when he or she was confirmed. The issue can start from there. You guys are trying to affect the issue, but the real authority to checkmate the executive branch is a House of Senate or House of Representatives. What are they waiting for? So this man have been taking pay. We didn't know that just 2 days ago we have realized that somebody is purporting to become Minister of National Security when in fact the position does not exist. I'm sure he had deputies and assistants.
Okay.
So is it fair to us?
Absolutely not. But let's see what the lawmakers will do, because these things have been in the media for the past 2 days now, and let's see whether they will see it as a wake-up call or they themselves are accomplices in these egregious constitutional violations and, of course, state-sponsored thievery. Good morning.
My name is Hussein.
Good morning.
I call from Jacobstown. Hey, good morning.
Here I can call Massey on the other phone. The two both come into that debate morning.
Yeah, so I want to play the more listening role.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I thought to play the more listening role. So do not be astonished. Sometimes you listen. We had a show and I will not phone in because I want to listen more.
Go to the point. You don't have much time, my friend.
Yeah, so let me say this. About the level of sycophantism in Liberian, when you people consume it continuously, then it become a problem. Like many times you have a conversation and they will call and give you a whole lot of alcoholics, say the best thing. Tomorrow, leave home. If you don't ever encounter ELBC.
No. Leave that thing. Forget about that. I'm not one person that's scared about all those things. I'm on record.
It pains me a whole lot when I listen to the high level of sycophantism coming from those who claim to be callers in the morning.
Wow. Are you angry that people acknowledge our sacrifices? Is that what you're angry? What is best?
But they will not want to disagree with your conversation.
But hey, you can disagree with me. Hey, you can disagree with me.
Disagree, but they try you a lot, so you there.
So you bet that other people agree with me. What kind of man? My man, you're in your rescue, you enjoy. We're not complaining. Then people thinking you fair. What kind of man?
Yeah, so you can agree that you're fair.
No. You're very biased. You're coming from a partisan position. Your disagreement with me is partisan. Thank you, my brother.
Yes, Abu, it's good.
At long last.
I like that.
We have our guests.
Yes.
Time we just go
straight into it.
But let's give him a little time.
Breathing space.
So breathe a little bit. Let's take Crime Stopper.
Yeah.
And of course, we will be right back. This break.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime and put it in your head for the belly, can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't pay. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, many thanks to Crime Stopper Liberia, and of course, welcome back to the continuation and of course the final lap of the conversation here this morning on the Freedom Money Rise Liberia foremost informative breakfast platform on Freedom 87.9. we're very pleased to have in our studio right now Councillor Garrison D. Yelu Jr., and of course, an aspirant for the vacancy in Nimba County in the upcoming by-election. So, Senator Yelu, Councillor Yelu, going to be speaking to us this morning. But anyway, so Hagar, Hagar, going to kickstart the conversation, and then we'll pick it up from there. Hagar.
Thank you, Abu, and let's say good morning again to Councillor Garrison Dodder. I know it will be a grease to your elbow when Abu will continue to make that mistake calling you a senator. Maybe I saw you laughing. But let me say good morning. Good morning, Council.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Harris, Councillor Yelu, and of course, how is Nimba? What was the last time you went to Nimba?
I just came from Nimba a night ago. Yes, we are always in the county, and then we are touching base with the people. At the same time, we are having conversation on the format of the county. Mind you, Hagar and Abu, look, this election is a different election, and a few things is at stake. The first thing is that Senator Johnson, nobody can replace Senator Johnson. Senator Johnson has his own distinct connection with the people that no normal person can imagine how that connection works. Look for example, Senator Johnson goes and say anything they really go to your parliament, to your people on the woman. And the kind of connection you have with the people of Nimba. So for somebody to say I will replace Senator Johnson is not possible.
I mean, the shoe is very big.
It's very big. The second thing is Senator Johnson paid the price. He did his work before even getting elected.
Okay.
So nobody can say the work he did for the Nimba people that they're talking to be with that distinction that anybody in their own normal or ordinary man can say we can do it. The third thing is that anybody who will be victorious, like about confirmed the revelation from God.
And the good thing is, Abu is fasting. He's
no man. People in camp to their fasting. The Imam in camp is my uncle. So
okay.
Yeah, but the fact is that it's a tough challenge because if Senator Johnson was not paying school fees, he was not building schools, he was not building clinics and fixing the roads. Anybody who will be elected now, trust me, the people expect a lot of you. So it's not anything that somebody will say is an easy task. We're only talking about having somebody there because right now is aspect the constitution that each country should have 2 senators.
Okay.
I not being so trust me, the Nima policy that he should be there perpetually for Senator Johnson. But the fact that the constitution says every country should produce 2 senators, so we're just going to fulfill the dictate of the constitution. So for some, I cannot sit here and say, look, I'm going to replace Senator Johnson. Nobody can replace Senator Johnson. He has his own distinct connection with the Nema people, and that connection is connection. So what we are trying to do is that we're saying the constitution say every country should have to send somebody there. And
so are you basically trying to say the quality that Senator Johnson brought to leadership in Nimba and the services and the everything that encompasses Senator Johnson in Nimba, nobody can provide that?
Because those conditions are fixable now. Can you tell me what happened September 9, 1990? Do you tell me what happened now? No.
No, but September 9, 1990, he was not senator.
He was not senator.
But you're replacing him as senator. You're not replacing him as senator.
That was giving that distinction. I can tell you, there's the only senator who goes and does not even campaign, but they posted vote for him. So I'm telling you, as someone who grew up in Nimba and growing up in a royal family, my grandfather established the Belige Southern District, and he was on the table in 1964 when they were establishing Nimba County. I'm telling you, giving you historical facts. To see a leader, the Senator Johnson, is difficult because if Senator Johnson even large as your mother and say anything, if you go to your mom say your people in the omen.
But if the job is so difficult and big for you,
we're not
then why are you pursuing it?
No, we're not saying the job. We're talking about the individual. Everybody can't want to replace Senator Johnson. I'm only trying to do a disclaimer that nobody can replace Senator Johnson. But the job of senator is a different thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there are 2 different things. The individual Senator Prince Ward Johnson and the position of senator are two different things. Senator Johnson was not just a senator of NEMA, he was the people's leader. You understand? Let me make this clear.
So let's talk about the job.
Yeah, most of the time, Senator Johnson myself will never agree on a lot of policy issues.
Okay.
That one is clear. The record is very clear. But I'm just telling you the fact. Even when I came here before,
were you a critic?
No, we have policy difference because the way I see things, he did not see it like that.
But that made you a critic.
Yes. No, I can see it different. You can see it different. Our politics are democracy.
Why are you afraid to accept that?
I'm not saying I'm not afraid to use the word critics. I'm just very careful to say I was not a critic, but I saw things different and he saw it different.
Did you express a difference?
Yes, very clear. Even from the legislature, when I left the legislature, I was still clear with my position on national issues.
What were some of the things that informed your disagreement with the senator?
Well, there are issues that best known to ourselves, and it's not something for the public.
But it's important for us to know.
No, I can say
Why
to
are you
you,
afraid that there are repercussions?
no, there is no repercussion, my brother. We have been tested. Even when Senator Johnson was living, we were tested.
And that was my next question. This is not your first time going in the senatorial race there in NEMA. Why you went there before, lost, and again you go in there. What is different about this time and before?
Well, the senatorial election in 2020 was a difficult election. Mind you, you have the vice president, you have Senator Johnson, you have the government on one side. And then I was contesting, and among the stakeholders, my key other was on Samuel Gongwen. Interestingly, we both are now in this process. And then the other person was Madam Ide Gongwe. And coming here in the May 10 election, it's not ordinary presidential election. So when you get 20,000 or 15,000, 16,000 in the May 10 election, if you translate that to a presidential election, it's around 40, 50,000 people. You understand? Because the anxiety, the appetite, the voter appetite to go to the poll because they are going to go to elect senators, representatives, and president, you will not have it when you go into the May 10 election. So that different appetite. But now, I can say to you, the election in NEMA is a different election. And what every one of us are going through the process, we have our own distinct techniques and strategy. So you might not hear maybe Garrison making noise all around, but maybe we have changed the strategy because people have been using the propaganda in the county to say we will blackmail him. So to blackmail me, I have to be very careful because I myself, my ears, my listening ear know exactly what they are planning. So we're far above their games. So the way they have planned to blackmail and say we'll say this, we'll do this, we'll cause confusion, so and say that Garrison, it was not going to work in this election. We're going to run a very peaceful campaign, very strategic. We have our foot soldiers working from town to town, from house to house, from village to village. And Mario, as I sit here today, don't take it for granted. Take the word and mark it today is the 5th day of March, 2025. On the 23rd, 24th, you were coming back and say, congratulations, Mr. Senator elect. Trust me, just
so council, until we can reach at that point, one of the key things being discussed in NIMBA, especially for every time NIMBA goes to election, there is always this issue about tribal balance, tribal differences, and all of that. Are you one of those who believe that, oh yes, since Nyan Ditwine representing the minor side of this of the county, there should be a person to coming from the Gio or the Dan end? Are you one of those who believe in that ideology?
No. I think it's democracy.
Why?
I don't think, because we have the Mandingos, we have the Bassa, the Kwele, and the other minority tribes.
But the Mana and Gios are the dominant tribes in
Nimba.
Nimba.
Not human beings. So when you say the black people in America, because they are not dominant, the white are dominant, they should not. Then why Obama was elected president? So we should stop thinking about tribal things in the country. I think we should unite the country. Maybe the only thing, maybe action.
But politics are local.
Yeah, I agree. What we should look at now in Nimba is that the current senator of Nimba, the current senior senator of Nimba, is from Lower Nimba. So those in Lower Nimba, whether Guillaume Manon, they should get chance to Upper Nimba. That's all. That's the issue.
If that argument is pushed, talking about the tribal balance, you stand to benefit from that because looking at you are from the Gio side of the county, you could be benefiting from that. Why you don't think it's necessary to push that conversation to get it?
I'm going to be a senator of the Gio, the Mana, the B, the Bassa, the Pele, the Kra, and the Madinko. So I'm not interested in tribal issue because my responsibility is that we saw our people coexisting. So we should maintain it. We should work as one people of Nima. For instance, when I remember when Nima County were found, some of our Manigo brothers paid the money for us. So should we say they were not Nimbanian? When Honorable Musa Hassan they gave the bus to the county football team. So why we never rejected it? So look, that leave the tribal thing. It will carry on nowhere, it will do no good for us. What is important to some of us is that we should work together as one people. Mano, Gio, Manigo, Pele, Crown, Bassa, we are all people. God decided that the Crown people who found themselves in Nima, they are our brothers.
Council, I was in Nima over the weekend. Some of what I heard from behind the scene is that you campaign against the current vice president, and of course, the then senator, you went against him, his quest to elect the now vice president and President Boakai now. You campaign for the CDC. You campaign for Garrison, not Garrison, but what you call the guy who replaced you, Gompu Kagon and all of that. So now Nimbayans feel your action during the elections were against the interests of the people of Nimba. Now they are back to pay to you. You reconcile that?
Few people will think so. But mind you, what I did 2023, make the whole Liberia and the country at large to know that they are independent thinker in Nima. In my whole life, I never knew Nima to be one political party campaign. For instance, when the current vice president was supporting CDC, we were supporting the Unity Party, right? But in my mind, to go against somebody with no reason and to betray people is not part of me. So when I tell you, so if I tell people I believe in the country that I'm more reconciled, someone who can forgive, because the father has supported Honorable Gompu Kagon for the 40 years, the man who contested against me and told I supported him with everything I have. People think he said, "Oh, this guy is a Christian and he can forgive, he can reconcile," because the elements are there. For you to say you will reconcile with people or you unite the country, you must do it by your action. So other people to bring their action. How have they managed to reconcile people?
That's a track record.
Yeah. How have they managed to forgive people? Where's the record? You don't wait for election today. You say, I will manage the people, I will unite the people. What's the record? For you to say, you will.
Are you the only person with that record?
But look at it. Somebody who, for instance, on CT, and then you are the forefront of the president campaign. Going from village to village, from town to town with everything to say, look, this is my brother, they'll vote for him. And with honesty, that showed I'm a leader. You know, I mean, tell you.
Koga, for example, had a very strained relationship with the late senator, but we saw him reconcile with the family and he played a very key supportive role in the burial exercise. Is that reconciliatory to you?
The last time I checked, Senator Johnson and myself spoke on the 16th of November, and we have a very fruitful discussion. I don't know what was the last time Senator Johnson and Oropoga spoke, but I'm not here to discuss on Oropoga.
No, talking about reconciliation.
Yeah, if you want to talk about reconciliation, you don't do reconciliation in the absence of the man. You should do it when he was living. You understand?
But the family welcome.
Yeah, it's not a family issue. I'm not part of that family. I'm from way where they South Trade District. You're talking about Booyah. So I'm not part of that family. I don't know their own yardstick they use for reconciliation. But on the average, when you want to reconcile, that you should face each other and say, look, this is what you did to me. I don't like it. This is why I did to you. I'm sorry. And you say, sorry. And I can see to you when the senator called me on the 16th, and driver were in the car and we were talking. And tears set in my eyes because of things he was telling me. You understand? And I told the senator, I'm your son. We are here. Even if the whole thing comes, we will go to defend you anywhere they carry you. Because what we feel in spite of our differences, we are all from the back.
What was he telling you on the phone?
He was telling me I was his son. I used to work with him to do most of his communication, but people brought propaganda misunderstanding between him and said, and they drove him far from him. He wanted us to come back together and work together. Because at that time, he was thinking of forming a new political party.
Different from the MDR.
From the MDR. That's what he told me that time. So he was asking me that we all should work together. So I'm just saying to you.
Is it that he felt betrayed by the MDR?
I don't know. I just felt.
But he spoke to you.
He spoke to me in a very, very.
Did you see frustration in his tone?
Honestly, but that is not my issue, because what was important to me is that it came about after somebody saw me defending him to the Temple of Justice. You see, anywhere they carry him, we want to go and fight for him because he's our own. So all very important points. Oh, I saw Garrison, arguing for you, and then he called me. Now I took Donnie. After I left, I saw him in my car, just around the Capitol building. Then he called me and we started to have that conversation.
Was the court issue a really serious disturbance for the late senator to you?
In my mind, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that the court issue was a very serious issue for the Senate. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a rocket scientist. But every time they talk about it, you see him jittering, emotional, at times frustrated. And so you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that this issue was actually bothering.
So, Council, that will push me again to my next line of question. What is the agenda set for you now going to the people of Nimba? I'm asking this question because even Representative Koga now, who is contesting, had always made it appear like the issue of war crimes code was one of the top priorities of our country. There was a need that those who fought war to be held liable for their actions before. And now that we are going to election, in fact, since the death of Senator Johnson, we are yet to hear anywhere in public gathering where the issue of war crimes could have been spoken about. Are you considering that as part of your platform?
So, my issue is that Nimba have all reasons. Because in every country, when people, right, is trampled upon, and they cannot freely express themselves, and people are being killed because they are from a certain region or certain tribes, then the only language that that regime will understand is for the people to use the battle of gun. And when they use it, and we have gone more than 20 years living in peace, harmony, enjoying our country, should we go back to our past and reawaken the past that we are buried and now we are accepting each other, we are living in peace and harmony with each other? No, I don't think so.
Did you see that before? When
the first time I was in the House of Representatives, when the motion, when the committee on or peace and reconciliation brought out that report on the floor, I made the motion. You know that you check the record. I made the motion. So it was my position, my brother. I know.
What was your position?
My position was that there was no need for establishing war.
Why do you think so? There are grieving people out there.
Because our options at the peace accord was what? Truth and reconciliation.
That means you support impunity.
It's not impunity. When I'm a Christian, when people come and say, "Look, we did this," and it's accepted, and people forgive each other, you move on.
Did people forgive each other?
Yes.
Do you have the record to that?
The TRC is what we opted for, that we should go and say the truth.
That was a TRC recommendation.
Their recommendation was not in line with what the CPA, the Accra CPA said. Because it was meant, if it was meant for prosecution, like the Sierra Leone crowd, they went for a while, the code. Like the South African, we tailor our peace and reconciliation after the South African model, which means we should talk about it and we should forgive each other and live together now as brothers and sisters.
And do restoration. Did we do it as a country?
So the restorative aspect is what, do we have the resources now to do it? And if like our towns and villages in Nimba were burned, now we're not thinking about, you go to Nimba, you don't even think that those towns and villages were burned before. We have rebuilt our towns and villages. So we're not even worry about what government will bring or what anybody will bring. What we worry about is our peace and security. And our security is what matters to us more than anything.
Others believe that the war crime code serves deterrence so that in the future, nobody will think about committing war or atrocities like that. What do you think?
I mean, 20 years after, we are in peace and harmony. And the biggest lesson we have learned is that gun can never make you to be your leader. If gun could make people to be leader, then the warring faction, the rebel leaders.
But there were people who were rewarded lucrative job as a result of their fight during the war.
And after that, what happened?
They passed out.
So that's why the Bible talk about vanity. And brother, We generals that in the country today, we saw them, we all walking in the street, we all eating the same dry rice.
Council, what
So-
are you taking to the people of Nimba as the platform? Too many
Well,
things affecting
the
the
first
the
thing-
youthful population of our country. the
That's
security,
number one
and
on
all of that.
my records as Governance Commission Chair or Youth Empowerment Agent from Global Youth Initiative, coming to my time as the Chairman of the Governance Commission. You can tell that. And I have always believed in young people. And I believe that making young people is better for me than making myself. And that's why you see those young people who follow me from 2007, 2006, they are still with me. The reason you will still get 95, 97% of the young people who follow me when I enter politics, you know why? It's because of the relationship I built and the platform I gave them. I have been one person who has given young people the platform. And going to Nimba, we're going to Nimba with our record in terms of development. My 6 years as representative of my district, the achievement there, you will take it. My achievement at the legislature, you will look at it. When it comes to youth empowerment, you will look at it. When it comes to advocacy and standing up for Nimba, you will look at it.
Even though you're defeated in your district.
Yeah, you know the story. And that is not something that you myself can sit here and talk about. If I can look, I mean, tell you, like somebody asked me on the closing argument, I said, look, I remember one time a very good supporter and fan of Real Madrid. And when we want to play the King's Cup, we were playing Akonkon. And what happened? Akonkon BOTD1 doesn't mean that we're not the best football club in the world. We are the best football club in the world. But defeat when you're ready to come, it just come.
So, Council, there are Nimbayans I've had conversations with over the time since the pronouncement about this by-election. One of their issues with you too is that you are not accessible.
You know, you in Liberia and you in Monrovia here, guy, go now to Pinsville Code or to Monrovia City Code or to Ominga and ask and say, who is doing pro bono work for all the Nimba citizens here?
That doesn't mean you're accessible.
I'm accessible. You know what? Maybe my background does not allow me to be out there just like that. I came from the Inland Church, and at the time we were growing up in the Inland Church, very conservative. So we don't just go out to see us in public places, in social areas, just easily like that, especially from our background those days in the church. So I can say to you, the issue of accessibility, there is no one accessible more than me. Because if you go to my house on Sunday or Saturday when I'm in town, after the election, you will not believe the name of the young people always to my house. We do everything together. In fact, we refer to each other as comrades. So when you go to my house, you don't even know who is the person that there or who they're going to. You will not know because we are together. So in this election, there are two things that are very key to us in Nimba.
What are they?
Number one, we have the meta state. Currently, the government, the executive branch is discussing and negotiating with ArcelorMittal. Currently, the current CEO senator,
the extension?
yeah, they need the renewal of the NDA. 25 years will soon be finishing, so they have to do everything before that time. The current CEO senator of the county is from the ruling establishment, United Party. And if the party, the executive branch that is negotiating with ArcelorMittal agrees, it means it is the Unity Party that is agreeing now on the MDA. It will be a party mandate for all people who support the Unity Party to support that agreement. Mind we have the first 25
What is
years.
the problem with that?
Because we need an alternative first. And that alternative first will be there for Nimba. And that's exactly what we are
It's
bringing
not
on the
just
table.
about having alternative voice, but the viability that it comes with. So you have to tell the Nimba people why it's important for us to have somebody outside of the Unity Party. And how
Because
does that make the agreement better for Nimba?
Because as a lawyer, we're going to meticulously peruse that document, analyze it, and then what is not in the interest of the county will be put on the floor. And mind you, even if they have the majority, for example, on the floor voting, but when a senator or Nimba call a press conference and say, look, I mean, state my reasons of this agreement with this agreement and analyze it to the Liberian people. Look, I mean, you know what's going to happen? There will be reconsideration.
And
so if we are not careful, the party mandate issue will take over. I have been in the legislature. I know what can happen. Because if the government, for instance, the CDC were bringing something on the table, the first thing they have to do is to call the CDC lawmakers. Isn't so? Because it was their government and convince them to vote for that instrument. So the same thing every government will do Even in America.
But that's a big fault because the vice president is from Nimba, and Nimba
No,
supported the Unity Party.
there is not a vice president contest. We respect the vice
The
president
vice president will endorse the Unity Party candidate.
100%.
So
So you know the difference are there?
Mhm.
When you have in-house fight, like in your home, the father and the mother, you're there, you call the children there. Some of them say, oh, Adu or Abu, I'm on our pastor. Some of them say, I'm on our master. Does it mean that you are not their parents? We all acknowledge that the vice president is our leader for the country. That's a fact. But when it comes to our in-house decision,
So he's the political godfather of Nimba.
but that he is the most senior official of the country.
So
and whether somebody love it or not, we must pay that respect to him. But when it comes to making decision, like in your home, Abu, between you and your wife and your children making decision, someone don't say for our pa, someone don't say for our ma. It does not make you down to be their father, but they choose to be closer to their mother than to you. So this election got nothing to do with our vice president. And people keep bringing the vice president in the election. No.
Because he's the political godfather.
Yeah, he's a political godfather. And I think everybody that running, they are all citizens of Nimba, and he needs to work with anybody that will be.
But he's
that will
going to
win.
be there telling the people not to vote for you, rather to vote for Koga, because Koga comes from the Unity Party. How do you feel about that?
That is politics. And that is we saw these challenges and how we enter it. Because we knew Heavyweight will go behind Honorable Koga. And because Heavyweight will go behind Honorable Koga, we want the grassroots to vote for us. Look, when I was contesting 2020, almost everybody in the country was supporting Honorable Kun. But when we started to engage the people, and in the upper Nimba Belt, especially in the Geo Belt, and with all the money people were spending, they get to know the feedback was terrible. They have to come back and say, Johnson, it was the first time to see my old man to dress in a full military regalia and put on his red beret and went to campaign in Nimba.
Nimba is very big.
Yeah.
What is your comparative advantage in these elections?
Well, the first thing is that we are coming from a district that since 1964 we have not produced senator. We are the only original sanctuary district. I'm not because then in 1964 we have 5 original sanctuary districts. Tapeta produced Yahweh Snow and Tapeta, they were together. They have produced 5. Sadepima have produced 3. Zoga have produced 3. San Nicodemus have produced 1. This only Bedi sanctuary district where I hail from have never produced senator.
What is your view? Okay, I think that's fair. What is your view about the current state of leadership in the Liberian Senate when it comes to oversight and check and balance? The current breed that you think you're going to add to?
Well, I'm not really following it, but
you want to go there and you're not.
What I'm doing, but nobody was thinking that we were going to be at this point now.
But for the past 4 to 5 months now, it has been around.
Yeah, I've been focusing on Nimba. When Senator Johnson died, we've been having a lot of meetings.
But you want to
in
go to the Senate and you're not following what's going on in the Senate.
because I know exactly what I will do there. The record's there. You know, when I take on the floor to speak and stand on my issue, as someone who defend my issue to the letter. So working in the Senate is no strange thing for me because serving in the House of Representatives and being the ranking member on the Committee on Judiciary and then the chairman on State Enterprise working, I know exactly what we can do. Co-chair on public account, then I know exactly what I'm capable of. So there's not new thing I'm going to learn. So I don't focus on, you need to focus on something that you are not knowledgeable about. You understand? But the legislative work, I'm knowledgeable about it. I'm experienced about it. And people know the record. You are a journalist. You follow us when we were at the legislature. So that is not an issue for us.
Council, there is this thing that is going to, one way or the other, play in the pending by-elections. Just before we maybe go to the line. What's your take about the current state of affairs of our country? Because mind you now, the vice president is from Nimba. And of course, he's considered as the darling boy to the late Senator Prince Johnson. And as a result of that, people believe that the support base from Senator Johnson has shifted to him. And today he's against you. And you spoke also about your staying in the legislature if you are given the opportunity to go there, which will clearly prove that you are against the Unity Party, some of the things that they will be doing, especially when it comes to the issue you spoke about, Asila Metai, all of that. So as a way of having you or having an easy route to all of these issues, they will want somebody who can understand them. But firstly, what's your fair analysis of the current state of affairs of our country?
Well, we have serious matter, and this is what we are telling on our program. The money we'll be using for by-election again in District 5, we can redirect or basic social facilities like the health system, educational system, agriculture, and other basic social facilities for our people. What is important to us today? This government, I can say to you clearly, the Liberian people, they are not happy. And the best way we can express ourselves that we are not happy is to send a caveat to this government. In this, for example, in Nima. Because if we sit in Nima and say, because, look, and me make this clear, the 5%, I will not tell you saying he's against me, but you have not openly said that he's against me. Until we reach that point, I still consider to be the father of every one of us that contesting.
He's from the MDR, and MDR Kennedy.
No, the 5% is a member of the Unity Party. He's on the MDR, and Koga is not the MDR, so he's a member of the Unity Party. As far as my real connection can tell me or say to me. But what is important for me is that currently they use suspension of their programs in Liberia. It has been serious, and we listen to the final minister and what he said.
We want to pray for the country.
Yeah, we should pray for the country.
It's good.
Electing Honorable Koga or that means the people of this region will be without lawmaker for 1 or 2 years because they are already computing priorities of the country. They will not be going to Nima every time from one by-election to another by-election. We'll have serious national security issues that the country should be looking at. They have issues with health, education, all of those issues. And if these issues are paramount to us, then we will now focus on one country repeatedly going from one by-election to another by-election. This is what we are saying to Koga. Relax yourself. You are the majority bloc leader. You are the chair on judiciary right now. You are Liberia representative to the Pan-African Parliament. You get all of the portfolio. As far as I'm concerned, you are the most powerful man now in the lower house. So why you want to leave from there?
You got a regime speaker. Why we consider as being powerful than the regime?
You are the majority bloc leader. Then who makes the decision for the speaker? You are the most powerful because when decisions on the floor are made by the majority. So the man who controls the majority is the most powerful man.
Thank you, Council. So let's go to the phone lines. We can take 3 calls because of time, and then go back to the councillor to take us home. 0776 104 104 065 104. Let me take this caller here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Straight to the point.
Yeah, I said it all. Once the you want us to join from the office bill. The only I said it all. It's just the fact that I said it. There is nothing else we can do. We are begging Koga to back off with the elections. He has all the authority in the house.
You're scared of Koga?
The election is supposed to better.
You're scared of Koga?
Thank you very much. The next person, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead.
Let's get to the point. Why the council just says is that I'm going to say it to you. Every time spending money on one by-election is not a law. There's no little make that once you in power, they're going to elect a position strong. Once a person will tell you 4,000 people that they want to fear them. But see, on the book, I'm not busy. So I think that's a big gap.
Okay.
All right, let's talk to David King from this side. David, morning.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, let me say good morning to the senator of Sarin. Let me say good morning to the councillor. Yeah, you see, our Yuru just strike a very good point. Samuel Koga is one of the most powerful person in the lower hall right now. He's the chairman of the majority bloc. And due to the economic system of our country currently, what we face economically, I don't think it's feasible for us to have by-election after by-election.
That thing has not worked before. We've seen lawmakers who have gone for senatorial seat and they've won it.
Yeah. So we are seeing if the government really serious to produce what the Liberian people want, good governance, then it should hold Samuel Koga back and not to allow him to contest. And I believe he can represent more more than any other person.
Okay. All right, David, because the senator, because the councillor himself wasted time.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I would really love to have been here. Maybe we'll reschedule to come here. Yeah. You know what really happening is that the people that will model our democracy after. Have you heard about America having by-election? These are the people who go to for direct budget support. The finance minister said 10 or 50 some more million. But technically, if you look at it, the cut in our budget is not 50 some more million. Because what is going for direct budget support is also will not come. And this suspension also has something to do with the MCC. You have to go make the case back to the people. The very people you are going to, they don't believe in by-elections. Then you go, you say, we elect the president, then we're going to have another by-election. We're going to sponsor the election. Right now, we are even struggling to have the full funding for the current by-election in Nimba. Then why are you struggling and begging donors to come to help your country? Then you opting for another by-election when you have more qualified, independent, competent Nimbanians.
Okay,
so,
how do you live?
Look, let me be clear to you. This is not about me. It is about the country we all hail from, we love and we cherish so much, called Nimba. We need the regional balance in Nimba, one from the lower part of Nimba and one from the upper part of Nimba. But that, the lower Nimba, either going to where Mike Bloom, all the people from, they have the current senator. So that make the thing balance in the country. They have always opted for balance in power. And since this has been the tradition and what they have prayed for so long, and now in the absence of Senator Johnson, we have to tell the founding fathers of Nimba that the same thing you put on the table those days. And what you pray for, we are here and we want to make it work. And we need your prayer, we need your blessing to make it work. We need a united county. We don't need a tribal county to say Guillaume Manor. Let me tell you, if you say Guillaume Manor and the minority try to go together in our county, they will take all the seats in our county. No. Now, what I'm not even looking at. How you think who won in Ganta? Because everybody attacking enough on him like this. So the minority trial went behind him. The little he got from the Guillaume Manor, boom, he was representative of District 1. We should stop that. That is not the best thing to do. Look, whether the president mother from the county, they are father from the county, they are all Nimbanians. And what is important to us is for us to work together in the interests of the county. And me, going to the place, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to call a all Nimba Unity Conference in San Nicolas, where we will be discussing a 6-year strategic plan of the county. Well, in the absence of Senator Johnson, the godfather, what can we do to keep the county together? How can we make the county more powerful? How can we make the county to be the county first, second to none?
Time is not our friend.
We hope we can do this before
April
22nd.
Yeah, there will be very interesting debate in Nimba when the candidates that we're looking at when we all take to the podium in San Nicolas to discuss our platform and our manifesto and what we have to do for the people, our records, because the election will always be there, but what you have done. And that's why you see they're not attacking Garrison on the issue of achievement.
Thank you very much.
Will never be an issue for Garrison.
Thank you very much, Councillor Garrison Yelu. He has been our guest on the final lap of the conversation here this morning. And we have to go home. My name is Abu Higa. Until we meet you tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.